Hey Veritas, how you doing? I don't normally make response videos, but everybody is making a response to your 5 questions, so this must be worth taking seriously. So I thought I'd better have a look at this and give you my answers.
So after 2.5 years of being on YouTube, my #1 most popular video has been my 5 questions for atheist video. Almost 40,000 views at this point, which is a lot for me. The question is, if when you die, right, you find yourself in a place of judgment in front of God, and it ends up being the case that all those pesky Christians were right all along, what would your first statement be to God? If you could choose anything to say to God at that point, what would it be and why?
I could choose anything? Ooh, anything. Could ask God anything. Could he get me Satan's autograph? I don't know how well he knows him. Reading the Bible and knowing what I know about God, I would imagine that he's probably pretty good chums with Satan. So, do you reckon he could get me his autograph? That's what I'd probably ask God.
What sort of evidence would you find sufficient for you to abandon atheism and become a believer in God? Not particularly Christianity per se, but just God, like a general sort of theism.
Just God, just a theist. I would require... What sort of evidence? I would require evidence that would be considered evidence in the scientific realm.
Would it be physical evidence, like a burning bush or maybe a boom?
You know, by the way, I was going to try and answer these questions without the attitude, but you bring it out in me so well.
Type of evidence that for you would warrant theistic belief, and what degree would make it sufficient? Third, do you think the new atheist movement is ultimately a good thing or a bad thing for free thinkers and skeptics? I define the new atheist movement to be something like the following. The new trend of removing respect from religion in conversations, you know, the sort of attitude that one finds in a Richard Dawkins.
Yeah, I would say that it's a very, 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 very good thing. The new non-respect for bullshit beliefs attitude. I like that attitude. I think it's very, very good for society.
Do you think that sort of thing is ultimately good or bad, and why? I mean, I've heard quite a few people say it's a good thing.
What you want? Why is treating bullshit with no? Sorry, you want to know why it would be a good thing to not give bullshit respect? Really? I need to fucking explain this to you? Alright, this is why I Alright, let's just get to the end of this video. Let's just get to the end of it, okay?
Fourth, what sorts of decisions are affected by your atheism?
Maybe, hang on, I'm going to see if you clarified this later on.
So, for example, political choices, or moral choices, or economic choices.
Well, okay, alright, here, political choices? Alright, let me put it this way. If there was a candidate running that was avidly religious, I would not vote for them on the basis that they were avidly religious, because that would be a prime indicator to me that they were out of their mind.
What's more important, acquiring as many true beliefs as possible, or not acquiring as many false beliefs as possible? And let me repeat that. Which one of these is more important? Gaining true beliefs about the world, or not gaining false beliefs about the world? Those are in fact very different things. For example, my answer is that I'm more interested in gaining as many...
Wow! That's your 5th question. I'm just going to play the video a little longer to see if you ram your foot down your throat any further. Hang on.
For example, my answer is that I'm more interested in gaining as many true beliefs as possible because it makes life more interesting. I feel that focusing too much on skepticism or the interest in not acquiring false beliefs leads to a sort of bitterness and an unhealthy approach when it comes to assessing particular things in life.
Really?
That doesn't mean skepticism isn't necessary, or even, that I'm not saying it's even a bad thing.
I'm just gonna jump to what you're alluding to. That you think that atheists in general, okay, are more pessimistic, are more negative. And probably when a lot of them come up against you, probably a lot of them are pretty negative towards you. Although I would certainly not define myself as a negative person. I'm probably actually one of the most cheerful individuals around. I certainly feel pretty cheerful most of the time. I'm just going to clarify that point, because in this video, I'm not cheerful. I'm a little bit annoyed. And the reason why I'm annoyed I guess I kind of do this to myself, don't I? It's because I watch fucking stupid videos like this. I really shouldn't, because the thing is, okay, here's what annoys me. Most religious nutbags, you can see them coming a mile away. What annoys me about Veritas is that he's read a couple of philosophical books and quoted a few things that other dead guys have said. He seems to be able to fool relatively sane and reasonable people into thinking that his arguments are worth taking seriously. And that kind of bugs me when I hear people say that Veritas' arguments, they're all right, they're reasonable, you should take them. I can't help but think, because I've seen a few of them, I can't help but thinking, boy, you guys are really hoping to get somebody you guys really want an argument with, a debate with a theist, and, you're prepared to really give them a lot of slack, aren't you? In the philosophical department. But there we go. I guess, to some level, it's me choosing to get involved in this, and I'm sure I'm not the kind of person that he would want any kind of dialogue with, because I simply would not be able to be respectful. I wouldn't. I really didn't get up one day and say, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to piss off theists today. When I came on the scene, I was all for the good debate, But after spending almost 2 years, looking for something worth taking seriously, it's a bit off-putting. And that's why I have such contempt for time wasters like Veritas. I am amazed that people like Das, American Atheist, will even give you the time of day. Yeah, thank you, Veritas. You've just reminded me why I don't do a lot of response videos to theists. I'd really like to want to say it was enlightening, but it wasn't.